Hey guys, welcome back in. I'm gonna continue with this permanent playthrough. Now, I did manage to expand my little mold base a little bit. Added in some storage containers just to keep things a little more organized. Because this is going to be kind of a short stream, I just want to kind of show what I've done to kind of fix up my inventory a little bit. So I moved all my refiners over to this side, because sometimes the ones in the corner, when you interact with them, they interact with the wrong one. It was getting annoying. Did put in an antimatter reactor. Put all my storage over here. You know, some planters here. A couple large refiners. And up here, I just add a couple plants here. I was able to get a biodome in over here. You know, I gotta start getting some plants and stuff together, so make sure I harvest those. And all these sell for money, so I just put in one of each of those for now. Get a little bit of money. So I think I'm just gonna run around, hit up my bases to loot them. When I get to my bases, though, I do want to put down storage base 0, because I use this as kind of like a catch-all thing. You know, that way I don't have to fill up my inventory with stuff. I can just put it directly in here and then transfer it when I get back here. I did kind of color code these. You can't really see them very well, but I did go through and do stuff like this, like my organics. You know, I just put this one down here as a placeholder. That way I can just load it up with carbon and oxygen. And the same thing with my metals. I think I made my gold mine a little too big, but it is what it is. I can always sell off the extra. Yeah, that's my metals. Minerals. Because I'm trying to start getting together enough stuff for a stasis farm, so this just helps to keep things somewhat organized. I need to get a bunch of gases. My plants, which I'll actually move in now. Let's see here. Just have to rearrange these a little bit. Yeah, I went to a pirate station and got, I think, like 6 knit buds, so I was able to start planting those. I'll end up just selling those. Should organize that a little bit better. Yeah, like featuring more day down there. I still need to get. I know I'm gonna need a bunch of frost crystals, so I gave that its own row. And all I'll do is expand these left and right as I fill it up. What I might do is I might just make the plants, because I can take, like, is it uranium, I think, and oxygen will give me a bunch of gamma wheat, and it all depends on what the mineral is. Or the metal, whichever. So I can expand it with refiners. I don't know if it might just be easier to go pick up stuff than like my crafted stuff. And this is kind of like a catch-all for stuff I don't actually that can go over in plants too. Yeah, this is just like extra stuff. This salvage glass I'm keeping in case I end up with multiple multi-tools. I might want to use the multi-tool upgrades in that. And just some leftover mods that I'm holding on to for now, just in case I end up with multiple ships or multi-tools. What's this? Oh, pulse fitter upgrade. Yeah. And just the extra. I should use these up too. I'm just waiting until I find a ship I like better. But yeah, that's what I did over here. I'm just gonna go sell off some of this. Get those few plants here. Should have another type of plant here. Maybe, oh yeah, gravity those. Yeah, and I can just transfer these right into my storage. Oh yeah, I did get a new freighter too. I had to farm a little bit for it, but I wanted a centrifuge. So in one of my my trade route systems, there was a blue centrifuge. So I did a bunch of reloads there. Luckily, when I reloaded, there were two to choose from, and this only took maybe about 40 minutes before it showed up. So it's not the best, but it'll work. What I might do is get some more bulkheads just to see what unlocks here for supercharged slots. I might try to farm another one with better slots on it, but I don't know. I'll have to see. So I think what I'm going to do is just run around to my bases and just collect stuff. Yeah, I've only got like an hour to mess around this morning, so, and I didn't really get on yesterday for very much, so we're run around, just collect stuff right now, and hopefully get on this evening and do some stuff. There's a couple farms I want to build, and yeah, I'd like to run some derelict freighters too. I did find a good derelict freighter on the coordinate exchange. It looks like it's a pretty quick one to farm, and it gives out S-class mods too. So I'll probably end up doing a lot of those off stream though. I'll probably mainly for the bulkheads. Yeah, I need to unlock a lot of slots on that thing. I think it's only got like 19 slots, so this thing isn't working still. Alright, why does this stuff keep breaking? Alright, I'm gonna break down all this. Just make sure that it's not registering that it has anything in it. Alright. Sometimes weird stuff like this happens and you kind of have to rebuild it. So I'm going to delete those. Actually, I'll put them right in at the same time. We need some wood for that. I don't have much stone. And I'm probably just going to leave this wire here, because if this keeps happening, it's going to get old real quick having to redo this. I want to put... How many of those did I just break down? I had 6,000. Okay, so... How many of these can I build? I don't need that much oxygen, so... I'm gonna do 4 of them. Gonna be enough. One way to work around this. I'm gonna delete everything. All that stuff. What you can do is go move and then cancel the move. That'll delete everything that's connected to it. And then run your wire again and run your pipe again. I'm going to end up rebuilding this whole thing, so I'm not going to connect any, well, I'm going to connect the pipe, but I'm not going to connect any power yet. I'm going to end up doing the same thing over at my power supply. Sometimes the game just does weird stuff like this, and it's really annoying if you have like a kind of a complex farm setup with like multiple runs and stuff like that. At least with this one, it's just a small farm, so it's easy to fix. But if you've got a bunch of, a bunch of different items you're trying to farm, it can get really messy. Alright, so now if I check this, it should say that I have 5,000 in there. Why is that number off? Oh, I didn't connect pipes. Alright. Gotta run pipes between them. I knew I forgot something. Alright. Now that should reach 5,000. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'll do the same thing with my electric. If I can find it. Actually, while I'm here, I'm going to delete all my power lines too. That way it won't be confusing. Oh yeah, better move my ship too, because that will be in the way. Yeah, I hope this is something that gets fixed coming up. I'm tired of moving my ship like hundreds of units away just so that I can put down a wire. I didn't delete anything. Yeah, what I do is I just delete all the wires completely, so nothing gets crossed over or anything. Wire everything up like brand new. And so on these airless worlds, it's easy to move around. So now I'll do the same thing. I'm gonna get rid of that battery because I don't need it. I'm just gonna go move, cancel, move, cancel. Put up a new thing here. There's power between them, but I do want to check just to make sure I have a reading. So I will connect that just to make sure I'm pulling enough juice. I know I am, but it doesn't hurt to double check. I could probably actually use a third one here, but because I'm pulling 200 there. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. Alright, so I'm going to delete that out. Now, if I was still having power issues, when I disconnected that battery, these would probably show that they were unpowered. Just something weird that the game does now and then. It's almost like it forgets that you built it. It's weird. Yeah, you can see how much of a headache this could be if you had like you know, 4 different things you were trying to mine. It could get really ugly if you got to do this a bunch of times. And you got like 3 or 4 different, you know, things you're trying to gather. Hook it up there. And I'm not worried about this looking fancy, so I'm just gonna hook up my stuff. Alright, and this one I will though. I think this one right over here. Alright, looks like we have juice everywhere. Make sure. Sometimes those lights fade out and you can't tell if it's actually running. Yeah, it's running. Actually, those lights are hidden behind the pipe. Well, hopefully this is the only farm that was messed up like that. Okay. That'll work. I'm a little over the dimension returns, but that's not a big deal. Alright. That part's done. And we'll grab this extra carbon. That way at least totally wasted trip. Alright. Oh, I do want to upload this just in case though. Actually rename it too. And I'm just going to leave that wire there in case I decide I want to expand on this. I probably won't because this is a... Oh, it doesn't tell me the hotspot here. It's not a big hotspot, so B class. So. Alright, so I'll go over to uranium. Actually, I gotta hop out for a minute and land over here and jump out and grab a... Just realized I need to grab a coffee here. Seems like the warping times have increased too. I don't know if that's because there should be an update. I would say next week, so hopefully that'll fix some of the little problems. Yeah, what I want to do is I'm going to put like a little storage container here too. That way I can just take stuff right out of my refiner and turn. Oh, I've got the same problem, I think. Yep, there's something going on. Well, that kind of sucks. I bet this is going to happen at all the bases. Why does this happen? God. Hey, there's no reason this should happen. But you always get weird things like this right before right before an update, so it sucks. Like if I wanted to do like a stasis device, if I wanted to do a run of those, this stuff wouldn't be working. I would lose at least a day of being able to farm this stuff. I'll check this one, see if these ones are working. Yep, these are going to be all empty. Oh, this one's got something in it. Oh, oxygen, because I didn't pick it up the other day. I'm gonna jump out of the game for a second here. I just want to check, make sure like my system time's right. I was playing another game where I had to alter my date. Let me just see here. No, looks like my date's fine. Well, I'm gonna grab this oxygen out of here. And give me just a few minutes. I'm just gonna fix a coffee here. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. At least I got a nice full copy now. And before I leave here, because you don't, I use Zero as a kind of a staging type of thing. Why can't I build these? That's weird. Why are those marked out? Yeah, they're doing something here in the game. What I do is I use storage container 0 at these mineral bases. A lot of times I just stick them outside somewhere, or what I'll do is I'll shrink it down, put it in a corner somewhere. But I don't even power it. I just stick it down there. Yeah, that oxygen I just picked up, I can just move it directly into that storage container. And got a little bit more there. Then when I get back to my base, I'll move it into the appropriate container. At least power's working here. Sometimes power will break when they're doing stuff. Distant camp, I don't care about. That's where I am. Oh, I gotta go back to uranium. I'll do the same thing over at the uranium base and the other bases. Even though I don't have anything dropped in there. Now, even though these silos are bugged right now, if you do stay at the base, like if you really, really, really need this uranium, you can actually stay here and it will fill for you. You might have to wait, you know, you're gonna have to wait a while, but if it's something you really need and you can just stay at that base, go do something else for a couple hours, and log back on. And I mean, you have to be in game, so I mean, your character will literally be standing here for, you know, however long it takes, you know, 3.5 hours. So it will fill up. See, now I have access to all those. Yeah, they're doing something in the background. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. This one sticks up a little bit more, so I'll probably just stick it behind here or something. I try not to put it like in an area where it can phase delete something out. So I just wanted to be actually, I'll show you guys how to shrink one down if you don't know how to. What you can do. Actually, how much room do I have in here? I have like almost no room. So I'm gonna go make this storage container, or this locker, really small. Go to the storage container, put it in my cache. Copy that. And miss the glitch like normal. Try that again. There we go. Now just pick it up, go into here. Just kind of stick it over in the corner. Now you don't have to run power to it or anything. You can if you want. Like I do have an abundance of power here, so I might as well just wire it up, I guess. Yeah, that way if I wanted to, I can still access it. You don't need to have power though, but sometimes it can be good, and I'm going to want to make sure to do an upload. Just in case somebody does roam around and find this base, at least they can see the updated version. Whenever I upload, I always check here to make sure discovery services are active, just so I know that it is going to get a proper upload. So I'm going to head over to the next base and do the same thing. It's going to be activated indium. Yeah, luckily I don't have very many bases. Normally I try to do this as I go, but because my inventory was such a mess, I wanted to get my inventory straightened out before, you know, adding more stuff in. So. Plus it was always full, and you know, the storage container was always full, it seemed, so I didn't want to rely too much on having the extra storage. Alright, back over here. Alright, looks like this, you know, this one's empty as well. Sulfurine. And actually, I messed up the name on this when I originally. That's only got 7,000. Wait. No, 2,500. Okay, I was looking at the extraction, right? Alright, yeah, I really don't have much room in this one, so I'm just going to put a full-size one outside. Plus it's off the ground a little bit, so... Let's go stick that right there. Do an upload. Yeah, and I've become dependent on checking this each time. It's been way too many times where things don't upload correctly. Alright. Oh, and I did manage to, there's a system here. Oh, Nerosi's community place, this community base here, it's in a system, and it's in a green system, so there's emerald. So I was able to finally make my Atlas Pass 3. I just stick down here at the bottom. So I went over there and dug up a couple deposits of emerald. So I was able to get that made. Alright. I think that's all of my... Oh, I got this one too. I'll do the same thing at this base, and I'll probably do a run through the dread routes. And then I want to go over to that system with the derelict freighter. I'm going to get over there and just drop down a base computer so I can hop right to that system when I need it. There's probably already a bunch of bases over there, so hopefully not too many are on permadeath, but I don't know. Sometimes when you get systems with a lot of bases. Oh, I have, this one's working. Nice. Alright. Got silver. Good. Makes me feel better. I'm gonna loot these while I'm here. Yeah, I didn't loot this one the other day, that's why they still had stuff in them. And while I'm here, I'm going to put one of these. Typically I just put them on the ground, but with this, I think I'm just going to stick it right there. A good amount of gold. God, that's a lot of gold. I just want to make sure that I can reach my storage container. The good thing about having this gold is I can sell it, or what I'm gonna probably do with some of it at my main base is if you take it, you go gold, you can make pyrite, It's 1-to-1 pyrite, but if you mix that, I think it's with oxygen. Yeah, you get 1-to-2. So I have an abundance of oxygen and gold, so I can make a ton of pyrite really, really quick. And that pyrite I can turn into plants. So you can do that too. Or you can take that gold, mix it with silver, and make platinum. See, because there's so much stuff here, I think I'm actually going to move this. I'm just going to stick it there for now. This one I'm going to make small as well and put inside. That way it's quicker to transfer it all over. And I think I left that locker at that other base too. I'm supposed to delete it when I'm done. I'm going to do that next time I'm over there. Oh, just going to build a small container. Really not much room inside for it. This thing's going to want to snap everywhere now. I'll stick it over here, I guess. Yeah, this that'll get annoying real quick. So, transfer the rest of the silver. Normally I'd like to keep a stack of each in here just in case I need it. Yeah, as you see, it doesn't take long to fill this back up. Move that up. Alright, check my multi-tool here. I have that little bit of carbon, so... Alright, a little bit of carbon, so I'm just going to convert that over to condensed, just so I can open up that slot. Alright. Trade route 1. Run through these real quick, and then get over to that freighter system. And hopefully these prices are reset and everything. I'm not sure when they actually reset. I think they slowly do it over time, but get this out of the way. That freighter didn't cost me much money though. It was like 12 million or something, but I was glad to land it now. That way I can actually start working on upgrading it. Yeah, like all these have reset, so what I'm gonna do is buy all of those. Alright, go to base number 2. 1-1, 1-2. It's a quick way to land like a quick 60 million. I think it's like 68 million total was last time. So. This is something that really requires no effort at all. I mean, you can do this early game. As long as you get, you know, at least 2 systems that you can use. You know, in order to do the full loop, you need at least 3, but if you get them in the right order, I mean, this is something you can do right away, as long as you have like 1 or 2 systems that are in the right order. So all I'm gonna do is sell off all that stuff I just bought, and you'll notice them right away because they'll have the green pricing. You know, like this said 93% markup, and it was negative before, so just look for that green text. Makes it stand out a little bit more. And go in here and buy this junk. Stuff like Star Silk, you might want to keep like a stack of though. But I'm just gonna sell it off in the next system anyway. That's always good to have for chairs. Your bases. Trade route 1, number 3. Yeah, as long as you hit a trading system, you should be able to get Star Silk. It sucks when you're looking for it though, because you can never seem to find the system. Especially at tier 3. You know, a lot of times if you find like a tier 1 or tier 2, they'll only have like 3 or 4 Star Silk. That's something that I wish they would add a recipe for. There's been times where I've needed Star Silk and I've had to go look for it. Alright, so the same deal here. Look for that green text. And then buy of this. And I never took note of how much money I started off with. Not sure what the total is going to be on this. Now that I've hit the last one, well, there's only 3 bases in this route, so what I do is I go back to the first base again and sell off there. Oh, and I think I went to the wrong base. I think I went to base 2. Which is actually kind of good because I can show you guys what the price difference is going to be, you know, by going to the wrong system. You'll notice your percentages are much different. Hopefully. I normally don't go to the wrong base. See, and I can tell. Well, oh yeah, because this system didn't rename itself either. But the base, I can see it trade route 1, number 2. So I know that I'm at the wrong base right now. But if I go and check in here, you see how these are all in white? That means it's not like an ideal system to sell in. So, yeah. See, it's still negative 41. So I don't want to buy that stuff, or I don't want to sell here. I want to go back to base number 1. See, these are out of order, it screwed me up. So I want to go back to trade route 1, base 1. Now when I go into the sell screen, all those prices should be in green. And there'll be a much higher markup. You know, you don't want to sell if you have a negative balance and it's red. Sometimes it doesn't matter with stuff like if it's stuff you crafted or whatever. That doesn't matter too much because it's normally not a high value item, but if it is a high value item, then you really want to avoid trying to do that. Yep. Yeah, no, I don't know if this is the one I looked at before, but they're all in green now, so sell them all off. There'll be 5 of them. Alright, so that's done. Now I'll do trade route 2. Trade route 2, number 1. There'll be 4 bases in this route. So I'll just repeat the same thing. And this is just quick passive money. You don't have to do anything but warp. You do this a few times, and you know it'll help speed up you know, your ship buying, multi-tools, all that stuff. Anything you need money for, it's just a quick way to get it. I think you can do it a couple times a day. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm not sure how quick these take to fill back up, but I think you can do it a couple times a day. Even if you can't get a full stack, like, let's say I can only get like 120 of these, you know, at least it's extra money. Especially if you're going to log off for the day and you still have a good amount that are still here. You're not going to log in until tomorrow. I'd say just do a quick run before you log off. And it should be pretty full when you log back in to do another run. I thought my ship changed color there for a second. Alright, so trade route 2, number 2. Yeah, and if you're ever stuck here and you're not sure, just look at your base computer. You know, I know that trade route 2, number 1. Or you can also see it in the teleport list too. So yeah, current location. So go here next. Some people like to use letters to denote their base. You know, what base they'll do, like A, B, C, D. I just go with numbers. It's easier for me to track it. And I like to kind of put what the economy type is like as well. Just in case I know I need a manufacturing system for something, I can just look and see what it is. And I don't need to have like multiple ones in my list or anything. I can just look at it and know what it is. So I'll just sell everything again. Come over here, buy everything. Alright. Now I'll go to base 3. Manufacturing. And I try to make these bases so minimalist so that it doesn't take quite as long to warp into them. I know there's an update coming, most likely next week, so it'll hopefully speed up this process a little bit too. I think we're probably going to see an update like either, you know, between Tuesday and Thursday of next week, so hopefully it'll iron out some of the bugs. Alright. Do a sell and a buy. base 4. I'll probably hold off a little bit on, I do have a base where I want to put down, what is it, sodium and I think radon. I'll probably end up doing that. I'll probably wait till the update before I do that. I don't know. If I have time, I might try to put it up over the weekend, just to get it out of the way. My weekend's a little bit busy right now, so I don't know if I'll have time to do that. I might not be on for a couple days. Or if I am, it's only going to be a small amount of time. So I might just spend the weekend just doing that derelict freighter stuff. Okay, that was the last one on trade route 2, so I'll go back to the first one to sell. I think that would be my plan for the weekend, though. I might do a stream of just doing the derelict freighter, or just running around scouting out hotspots for bases. Because I hate to start a base build in the middle of an update, because sometimes that can be bad. You know, things will get messed up for a few days usually. So I might just wait to actually build. I might just scout things out, do derelict freighters. Okay, now those are all done. So I get at least 60 million out of that run. It should have been right around 300, a little over 300, a little under, something like that. So a quick little run of that. I don't know if there's anything in here I can sell on. Oh, I do have to get a bunch of salvage data. I can do that over the weekend too. I have oddball stuff. Didn't really look at. I do have to get a bunch of silicate powder too. I want to show you guys how I do that. But I'm gonna head back to my main base now because I have a portal over there marked somewhere. I'm gonna morph into here. I'm gonna jump out, use the bathroom, see if my dog has to go out too, because it's been a couple hours for him. So I will I'll check in, give me like 5 minutes. Alright. So now that I have all that stuff in here, transfer it all over. Actually, some of that gold I might use. I might do a couple runs of pyrite. Yeah, because I did pick up oxygen. That I can put right in my storage containers. Now that should have landed in the right spot. Maybe not. Go back over here. Yep, it did. I don't know why it does that. That should land in the appropriate bag. It normally does on my freighter anyway. Transfer those over. Now there's something I do want to check. If I'm near my storage containers, I don't know if it's going to take it directly out of it to plant this or not. I think I have a couple extra slots in here. No, it doesn't take it directly from there. Okay. So I'm going to have to actually take it out of my container before trying to plant it, which kind of sucks. So I'm going to take out... Actually, let me transfer this stuff over first. Yeah, I wish it didn't fill up spots up here. Wish it would stay in line. Kind of a pain, but at least it's all together. Okay, this is gonna fill up real quick. Alright, I'm gonna move this over. Yeah, like, this is more gold and silver than I'll need for quite a while. So I'm actually gonna make up some platinum. Just start down here. Silver. A couple of those running. These take a couple minutes apiece. 2.5 minutes. Down here, because the gold can be used for a bunch of different stuff, so I'm gonna make up some pyrite. A couple of these. I'll probably just end up selling off the silver. Actually, I'll do more platinum here. Yeah, it's a bad thing with Permadeath. Your stack sizes are so freaking small that it makes some of this stuff a hassle. Yeah, I'm making all this pyrite so that I can make plants without running around picking them up. Alright, that freed Trade up a little bit of rum. Look at all that freaking gold. I'm just gonna get rid of some of that gold right now. Typically I would go up to a space station and sell to a trader. But I value having the inventory space more. So 6,000 of that. Gone. This stuff's ready to start flipping. And see, it takes 2 passes to do that pyrite. Wish I could see a percentage on that. 40 seconds. I'm going to adjust the right amount of refiners in here now. If I really wanted to, I could start doing runaway mold too. Grab dioxide out of here. More frostwood. And hopefully I have enough glass. I have just barely enough glass. I'm thinking about doing a second biodome. I'll show you guys how I do that. So that you only have to harvest one biodome for it to work. So I've already got a door here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another door up top. And then you're going to need one of these doors. Stick it right there. Get another biodome, put it there. Now, you can either leave that door there. It's kind of a waste because you can't do anything. But if you delete that wall, it takes the door with it. And now what you can do is you can plant your second row of your second biodome of Frostworth. Takes a bit to get it lined up. There we go. All you do is make your way right around. I'm doing this with frost crystal mainly because I'm going to need a lot for living glass and stuff like that, but also just to make regular glass, because refining silicate gets really old really fast. So I'm going to plant as many of these as I can, and they'll pay for themselves really quick. They only have a 1 hour grow time, so I might actually have a couple ready. Yeah, there's already some that are ready down here, so that's done. I'm gonna actually run over here and go pick those few there are. Now just hitting this one trigger will harvest both domes when they're all fully grown. So that's almost done. That Gravitino is done. So go harvest these. Yeah, because what I can do is I go, where is it? A stack of that pyrite with some oxygen. I can make up all the cactus flesh I need. That's why having a large amount of oxygen is so useful, because you can use oxygen in so many different things. But you can do that, like if you take the You know, if I put oxygen in here and go with uranium, then I can make gamma wheat, or gamma root, or any of the other earth element things. Pyrite, and looking for. I don't have any of the others on me. Doesn't look like. Does ammonia do it too? Yeah, ammonia. The dioxide will give you frost crystal, I think. Yep. Yeah, so any of those. And also, if you go oxygen and cobalt, you can make ionized cobalt. So that's why having oxygen is just really useful to have. If I had to set up one farm in the game, it would be a large oxygen farm, just because it's so useful. Those should all be empty. Go back over my plants. I use about 3/4 of a stack of frost crystal planting those other ones, so that's why it goes down really quick. I don't have anything else to put in here, I don't think. You know what, I'm just gonna stick the Gravitino in there until I get a stack of them. Minerals. Move all this pyrite over. That's all good. Wait, did I? Oh yeah, I have all that platinum too. Yeah, and I like to keep, like, I'll take this little bit of platinum with me too, just so I have it on me if I need it. And I'll put my glass back in here. Yeah, I like to label the, it's not that one, this one. Yep. See, when you shrink these down, sometimes the names don't show up, so you have to kind of hover around. And they are color-coded. It probably doesn't look it on stream, but there is some color coding there. You know, I got that little bit of oxygen. Actually, I'll just stick it right in here. I was going to say I'll break it down, but getting kind of tired of refining stuff. Alright. Now I'm going to need copper. Just dawned on me, I need copper for the thing, the portal. I don't think I can use activated indium for that. I'd rather not use up all my copper though either. I'm just going to take the copper with me. Typically when I would refine this, you know, start that refining process, I forget to use my antimatter reactor. Typically I would fill that up while I'm refining everything. I'm going to do a quick save here. And make my way over to my portal. I don't think this portal's been charged, so that's why I grabbed that copper. There's my portal. And I'll build a base over here too. I'm actually surprised I didn't put down a beacon here. Normally that's the first thing I do, just so I don't accidentally lose the portal if I do a bunch of warping around. sometimes if you don't visit it for a certain amount of time, it disappears on you. The marker does. That's why I always try to set down a little base. Oh, I'm right next to a chlorine cluster too. Chlorine right over here. By the looks of it. Yep. Yeah, what I like to do is toss down a quick base computer. Like this one, you don't have to upload or anything. It's nice because you can have multiple bases on the same planet, but only the last one shows up. So, but when it's your own, like, if it's not something you're trying to share, you don't have to upload anything. Nobody even knows it's there. Do I have enough for one of these? I do. I like having one of these here just in case you need to bounce around real quick. And, this I will do a lot of times I'll just put down one of those little biofuel reactors, but because the game always likes to make it full every time you go to fill it up, like on Permadeath, it matters because you're using a lot of resources just to power this thing. And with those, it likes to put like 100 carbon in right away. So, I don't want to waste all those resources, you know? So I try to use the battery and solar panel setup on that. Okay, I didn't charge that. Actually, I gotta jump out for a minute here. I got a phone call, so I will be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Let's see here. I'm probably gonna have to jump out a little earlier than I planned, but I want to get over to the system real quick. Go charge up this. Hopefully I have enough of everything here. I always try to go with like the most expensive material. Or something that I know I have an abundance of when I charge this. Okay, so you can't use activated indium. I didn't think you could. Alright, and some more oxygen. And supposedly this system has a derelict that has 250 for the hyperdrive and 20 fuel efficiency. So hopefully that's true. We got bird, sun, bird, waypoint, moon, sun, bird, spiral, moon, and dragonfly. Where's dragonfly? Why am I not seeing that? There we go. And supposedly this works in Euclid. Hopefully that's true. Before I go through, I always make sure that my network is off, or multiplayer is disabled, just in case there's somebody already over there, because it can mess things up. Hopefully I land on a decent planet without a bunch of sentinels and crap on it. But we'll toss down a base and then head for the space station. That way you can see what's up there. Watch me land on a planet with aggressive animals, aggressive sentinels, extreme weather. Yeah. That happens. I'm on my way out real quick and find a new planet. Oh, don't look too bad. Oh, is this a, yeah, there's already quite a few bases here. Yeah. Sentinel Pillar S-Class rifle. So that might be one that's worth looking at. Yeah, quite a few planets. Alright. See if any of these bases stick out to me. Yeah, this might be a nice system to have stuff in. Be able to get a bunch of interceptors. No fauna. Oh, yeah. I'm going to head over to this planet. I want to see what that S-Class rifle is. It's probably nothing special, but One thing I do want to do is I'm going to pick a planet that's close to the space station door, which is going to be the planet I was just on. So that way I can set down a base real quick. Buildings around me. I like to try to use buildings for their typically they're in a flat area, so. Yeah, I don't think it's really gonna matter all that much. I'm just gonna use it as a small little jump base anyway. Actually, I got some maps here, don't I? Use one of those to hack with it. Shelter. Oh, it's just going to be one of those stupid things. I think it'll work though. Be good enough. Of course, there's no electricity here, so do you want to pick this up for a chart? Toss down a computer. Yeah, if this derelict crater is worth it, this would be a really good system to have. So I'm just going to toss down a little. I don't know, can I even build one of these? Yeah, I don't even have enough pure ferrite for that. I'm just going to throw down a little tiny base. Build a box. Yeah, it's not going to let me do that. Base is bigger than it needs to be, but it's alright. And build one of these. Good. Now I'm going to want to shrink that down a little, so just so it's not piercing my roof. Again, I'll end up putting like a little supply box here, or a storage container. can I build any of these? Oh, I can only make one. Alright. In here. Grab a little bit of this magnetized ferrite. That's what I need. I need to get a magnetized ferrite farm going too. Actually, I'm just gonna. You want to do like little stilts or something on the building? Make it look at least a little bit professional. I want that. I want it right there, so that there right now. Now what I want to do is put a block on the bottom, cuboid frame. That. Yeah, my timing is all screwed up. There we go. Put one under that, delete that one. There. Just make it so my base doesn't look like it's floating in the air. And I want to have some lighting in here. You know what, I don't really need a lot of lighting. You know, I'm just gonna use regular roof things here. Those have lights in them. Yeah. That'll work out fine. I'll just power up everything. And we just try to use proximity with this too. That way I'm not wasting all that power. Typically I would put another proximity in there for the storage container, but I'm not worried about it. Alright, and that'll be enough light for in here. Yeah, I could always dress it up a little bit, but there's really not much need to. I think I am gonna put one of these here though. Just in case I do come over and try to farm this planet, that way I can easily sell off you know, extra shards and stuff like that. I'm not gonna bother with a refiner though. I think that would be enough for here. Alright. Let me check something here. For some reason I always end up spelling this wrong. Derelict, there we go. Yeah, I always try to describe stuff so that I can quickly tell, especially if I have multiple ones. Alright, so I know it's a 250 hyperdrive, 20% fuel efficiency. Over here, also put in that it's dissonant. Good enough. Alright, leave there. I'm gonna hit up the space station real quick. I like to try to make it so that the space station's right in front of me. That way I'm not having to fly, you know, hit the backside of the space station, have to fly around it. Stuff like this. Okay. Now there is an exploit where you can yeah, let me just go buy it first. See, this gets expensive really quick, so what you can do is trigger this thing. Alright, and then put it in your backpack. And it will stop it from being used up. Kind of did that backwards because I wanted to check this too. See other bases. I want to see if that S-class right or how I know. Wanted to see if that that sentinel pillar shows in here. Quite a few bases here. Got a silver mine over there. Got a mold base. Quite a few bases here. S-class raider. Sentinel pillar, S-class rifle. I want to go take a peek at that real quick. Yeah, if it was like a special multi-tools, they probably would have put it in the title, but you never know. Let's see here. Oh. I was not expecting that. Not bad looking. I think I'll have to take it. I can still, it doesn't have that many slots. But that's where those multi-tool slots come in to play. The placement of these don't look too good though, but it's better than what I have. So I'll just take it. Alright. Now I hate it because it automatically changes what multi-tool you have, so I always go in right after and what the heck is this thing? I didn't even realize I picked that up. I might upgrade that. I like the looks of it. I didn't even realize I already had another multi-tool in here. But I'll go back to my standard. I always check to make sure I did pick the right one. Alright, so yeah, that's another reason you want to have your multiplayer turned off when you warp into a system, because if I didn't do that and somebody was already in the system and took that multi-tool wouldn't be here. So the same thing when you go to find traveler graves, the same type of deal. Or crash ships or any of that stuff, you always want to make sure you have multiplayer off first. Typically I do it before I even punch in the glyphs. So I'm gonna go back to the space station. While I'm here, oh, there's a friggin' traveler too. So I might as well get his grave off him. I got a bunch of, I have another traveler in another system that I have to get his grave. Also, I do want to check just to see what this is. Junk, so. Alright, let me make sure I want to do a quick save. Now, one thing you want to do before you do a derelict, just make sure that you have navigation data on yourself, just in case for some reason sometimes they bug out, and I think it happens mainly when multiplayer is on, but I always try to keep a couple in my exosuit because sometimes your ship will disappear on you. And if I look at this thing in here, it still says it's active, so I leave it in there. Typically, I'll run the whole derelict with it in there, and then when I get back over here, I'll take it out of my backpack, and it doesn't use it up. See, that's one, I'm trying to do all this stuff without exploits, but with something like this, because I'm probably going to run about 50 of these, at least. So something like that, I'm just going to overlook because it'd get way too expensive. Unless you don't mind running one a day, you know, but when you're paying like 30 million units for one of them, you know, it gets kind of ridiculous. And I don't even think this thing's scanning. I think me warping screwed that up. I'm gonna do a quick reload. Yeah, I think because I warped down to that base, I think it may have screwed up that receiver thing. But I do want to try to do a quick run of this just to make sure that those values are right. Put that back in my exosuit. Okay, it's still saying it's active. Stick it in there. always want to make sure you leave some room in your inventory too. Derelicts, they can fill up your inventory really quick. I might have to go back and buy another one of those. I think warping with that screwed it up. Normally you see something within like 30 seconds, so I might have to delete it and buy a new one. Yeah, because normally there's something down in the corner with a bunch of lettering. So, looks like that's a bug. I shouldn't have activated it when I did. So what I'm going to do is just take it out of my backpack and delete it and buy another one. This next one's probably going to cost me 10 million. Alright, so before I forget to do that, I'm going to move over some of these so I don't forget. Alright, and take this out and delete it. Do a save. Go buy another one. Yeah, 10 million now. I think I go up to, I think they're capped at 30 million, but it gets really expensive if you're doing, if you're doing like 50 runs of this, you're just gonna, spend a ton of units for nothing. So something like this, I will overlook for this, especially on Permadeath. It's not like I have 4 billion units where I can go and do a ton of them. All right, so I'm gonna activate that. Put it in my A thing. Yeah, now I have that text in the bottom right. So if you do activate one of those, you don't want to warp. Take a run over here. It should show up pretty quick. And I guess this only has like 7 rooms in it. Oh. Things just got all weird there. Alright. Yeah, it's like my ship lost power as soon as it like bumped into it. I do want to make sure this is charged. Alright, let's go. There's supposed to be no enemies in here also. I think there's drones, but that's about it. I'm not going to bother with getting a bunch of crates right away either. I just want to do a quick run of this to see what I get for a mod. Looks like there's 8 rooms. Right. Grab a couple things. Quite a few containers too. drone here somewhere. There we go. Oh, I got broken stuff already. Yeah, like you don't even have to deal with these things. You just have to get to the main, the final computer thing. Come on. At least you can speed up the text in this version. It still takes forever. Get over here and see what I just broke. You know, wire them to fix that? Kidding me? I do want to try to hit up a few of these crates though, because some of them will have building parts in them. You can make a lot of money in these. That and salvage data. Trying to learn where all the special things are. Okay, there's that one. I know I said I wasn't gonna loot a bunch of crates, but it's hard for me not to. Sometimes you can get some pretty good stuff out of these. Yeah, there we go, frigate module. That was good. You can get so much useful stuff out of these. You just don't want to get the ones with a bunch of enemies in them. A lot of times those take way too long to run through them. Yeah, like you don't have to bother with these interfaces, you can go right to the end and just be done. Which is what I'm probably going to do on most of the runs. Oh, I gotta get an enemy in here. I'm not going to loot all that crap. I was mainly trying to figure out the layout of the rooms. There are a few things there. There we go. There's one building part. Okay, got a couple of ships too. That can always be really good. Yeah, oftentimes they'll give you mods that you can sell. Right back here. Yeah, I think I could probably run through this in like a minute, if that. once you go through a few times and figure out the layout, you can kind of run right through this. Okay, that's the final room. I missed a room somewhere. I'm not worried about it. I'll end up going through this, I don't know, probably quite a few times, so I want to get a bunch of bulkheads too. Is there a heater here? I'll just refill it. Collect a bunch of this stuff. Alright. Yeah, I missed a room somewhere. Not worried about it though. I mainly want to see what this gives me for tech. Okay. Fleet trade unit. I think I got these. Yeah, I'll have to figure out what room I missed on the way. And it can be worth getting these things too. Living slime. You know, anything that you can pick up that you can sell or make into nanites, always kind of good to have. Alright. Get back out of here. That's done. I gotta find my space station again. I end up getting that I got on that freighter battle the other day. Get in here before I smash into something. Then you can actually give your manifest thing to the faction if you want, or you can give it right to the scrap dealer. I don't remember. I think you just get standing for them. Most of the time I go to the scrap dealer, so I think, yeah, you get standing for them. But do you get it for each thing you turn in? Okay, so that's a good way to increase your standing. Especially if, like right now, my Corvex is really low because I did a bunch of, I shot a bunch of freighters, so that's not bad looking. Alright. As you see, you can get a lot of junk out of those, so what I'm gonna do is just sell off all those mods I just got. So, yeah, I grabbed my matter beam out of my old freighter too. So I'm just gonna sell off these. Yeah, having those two ships in that thing, that derelict, typically they'll give you a module to sell, so it's always good to have. I'm gonna sell off some of that junk I just got. I'm just gonna sell that. Larval cores and Hado cores I hold on to for for nanites. Let's see here. Rid of that. Forget module. Glad I got that. Alright. More of those. It's worth doing the derelict just to get these repair kits too. Which actually, now that I think of it, I want to repair that and that. The wire and loom, I'm actually going to do apply repair kit. As opposed to using up a wire and loom. So, bring that in there. You get a lot of projectile ammo out of there. Yeah, the fatal cores, I just end up putting, oh yeah, I want to remove that. And my fatal cores, I'll just put in there. Those break down real quick. And larval cores, the same thing. There's not that much tainted metal. Tainted metal I'll just hold on to until I get a few stacks, and I'll refine all those at once. But I gotta jump out here quickly, but I want to take a quick look at that freighter I just picked up. I've always liked the design of the centrifuges. The bad thing is they the inventory is normally horrible on them. So you have to unlock everything yourself. It doesn't come with like 30 inventory slots or whatever right away. So you have to actually build it out yourself. So it takes a lot more, you know, the bulkheads and stuff like that. It's just I've always liked the design of them, so typically I like to go with these when I can. But a lot of times I have capital, on most of my saves I have capital ships. This is only, I think, my second or third centrifuge that I have right now. But my favorite design. And I transferred over my, my base. My base really isn't anything right now. I still have to get a bunch of stuff unlocked. One thing I do want to check though while I'm here, I'm going to do a save, and I'm just going to install this just to see what it is. 15% tradability. I don't know what the maximum is on that, but I'm going to end up holding on to it. But what I want to do is I want to do a reload. That way that's not installed or whatever, because I'll end up waiting until I have inventory, you know, my technology kind of filled out a little bit before I start installing stuff. I just wanted to check the value of that. I think 15% might be the max, but I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do is just take that and put it right in my freighter inventory. Yeah, like, I didn't have my freighter in the system. Oh, I want to, while I'm here, I want to make sure to move this over too. Actually, that I can install right away. That won't matter. Yeah, I want to make sure I have a good amount of this filled up before I start installing all my stuff. Echo locators, why is that stupid thing going like that? Alright, we'll fix it. And I did end up picking up a couple more frigates. I did get a S-class combat. Yeah, a lot of these are awaiting debrief. Yeah, because right now I My freighter wasn't in the system, so I ended up losing like my inventory that was in it, so I have to go get a bunch of frigate fuel and stuff too. So I might do that later on. Get a bunch of that stuff. Unless I can get some to drop out of one of these, but I don't think they really do. Those are all good. It's always good to get some frigates going right away when you first start the game. Even if you just get like a couple of them to go out on these little missions, it can make a big difference. Mine don't. Alright. I did get a few things out of there. That'll be good to have. I think this is... yeah, it'll grow into an upgrade. So some of this stuff you can use to build other stuff. Diamond gold and stuff like that. Most of the time I end up just selling it off because I'm going to end up making stasis devices anyway. But you can use some of that stuff to build more expensive components. There's the iridescent, vortex cube. I'm just going to sell that off. Alright. Yeah, and one thing I do, I lost at Permadeath Save once. Because I saved on my freighter. Now I'll never save on my freighter. No, sorry, I had to sneeze there. Yeah, when Next came out, I had a Permadeath Save with a little over 800 hours on it. And I think it was during Next. Yeah, I fell through the freighter and died. So now I always save at a space station or a base. So that's why I come back here and do a save. And I'm gonna jump out and go get some stuff done today. I'm gonna try to get on this evening and do a bunch of these derelict freighters. If not, then I'll be on tomorrow trying to do some of them. Because I want to get get that thing built up a little bit. So I am going to jump off here, and I will see you guys next time. You have a good day. Thanks for swinging in. I really, really appreciate it. Bye.